Sir Nick Faldo joining us here. It's always great. CBS analyst who will be working this week with the Pebble Beach Pro-Am on CBS. And Jim Nantz will join us a little bit later on, his cohort there in the booth. How would you describe that lesson you just gave us on the practice range?
For real. I honestly, I've done this in the past in different places where people come up and want to play with you and they're either petrified and I say, well, just copy me and that, or I had a guy shank the goal, shank.
Yeah.
So I stood up with a 6-iron and I said, just watch. I said, I put 2 balls up. I said, right, I'll hit that one. Imagine I'm on a TV screen. I said, soak it up. I won't say a word. I'll step out. You step into my ghost, as I call it, make a swing, and bosh.
Right down the middle.
Cured him in the one-shot wonder.
Are you a good teacher?
I believe I am, yeah. I think because I got a very different eye. But we were talking to Tony Romo last night. You know, we see things a little bit differently, obviously. So, and I learned to condense it down to, I think I'm a good teacher because I see a lot of things and I bring it right down and I know if you just do this 1 or 2 moves, that should correct an awful lot of things rather than giving you 19 different things to think of.
But Jordan Spieth said he couldn't teach. He wouldn't be a good teacher.
No, it's funny. I stood behind Pete Sampras having a tennis lesson. And there's Pete, right, how cool is that? Right in front of me, giving this serve and going, you know, this is how I did it to win Wimbledon, boof. And I said, so how do you do it? And he goes, yeah, honest.
No, they don't know.
No, he said, and he said to his coach, he says, how do I hold it? And I'm like, well, that's a good start. so some guys can demonstrate it fantastically right in front of you, and others can verbalize it, I guess, you know.
Did you want to be a tennis player growing up?
I did, funny enough, and you know, as one of the sports I went down, I was a sportsman looking for a sport, and I went down and said tennis. They went, 6'3", you're too tall, because everything was Rod Laver size for that 10. And hey, now look, they're 9 foot now, you know. So so that was, yes, tried it. I was waiting for the coaching and that sort of thing. I tried swimming, cycling. I did all the schools. I was good at all of that: cricket, rugby, soccer. I was in goal in soccer, so I used to dive the wrong way. Do
you have a favorite soccer team?
No, I don't. No, I left England when they were going through the hooliganism stage in the 80s, and I lost faith. Yeah. I watch it now because it's cool, because it's right there on your big screen, and when you're having breakfast at home, it's cool.
Tony Romo's serious about playing on tour?
Playing on tour?
We're trying to qualify or get sponsors exemptions.
I think if you're good enough, I thought what Steph Curry did was fantastic. I mean, that is really difficult to come out of your sport that you're so good at and go and do something and stand up and play golf, because as we know what golf's like, it's not like, hey, I can take a time out on the 16th because I'm 9 over and I've still got to finish, haven't I? Or I'm having a good day and I can still finish double. You have to finish a round of golf playing our game. And so here, if he's good enough and thinks he can go out, and I think right now it's all cool. It's all cool for our sport to see. Well, they're great athletes.
You think Steph Curry could play on tour?
I thought the way for 1 week, that was pretty darn good. He had a great touch, didn't he? I mean, I think with you actually give him a month or 4 tournaments really competitive and see what he could do. I think that's fair. To come out and do what he did in just 1 go, I thought was very, very good. Very impressive.
Who's the most famous person you play golf with?
Who have I played a little? Well, in America will be Clint Eastwood. Well, there you go. Yes, caddying for Clint. How cool is that? Yesterday, I mean, you've got a true, genuine legend. He's a bit like Elton, isn't it? They're megastars. And so I can talk smack with Clint yesterday. I thought that is pretty darn cool.
What about Europe? Who'd you?
Europe. Well, Prince Andrew. You know, I used to sneak down and play. I used to sneak and play Wisley Forest with Prince Andrew with my son. My lad Matthew was a little lad. Prince Andrew taught Matthew Faldo how to tie up his shoelaces. So that's my claim to fame.
Wait, you couldn't teach him how to tie?
I couldn't teach my a father can't teach a son anything. You know, they go, oh, Dad, you don't know how to tie shoelaces, Dad. You know.
Did you call him Prince or do you call him Andy?
I call him Sir. Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes, yeah. You greet the royal family with obviously Her Majesty if you bump into the Queen in Windsor, and everybody else is Your Highness, and then Sirs, and that sort of
But
thing.
if you're playing golf,
Yeah, he had a thing called the Royal Oozler.
Oozler.
Royal Oozler. This is great. So an oozler is you get you play something, you can have a shot and you can use it wherever you want, right? But the Royal Oozler is you can recall a shot. So if you just hold a putt across the green for your birdie and you're all excited, I can go, Royal Oozler, play it again. So you now got to play it again because you're not, yeah. And so we were playing at Turnberry, and so I have the Royal Oozler, and Andrew holds a 30-foot putt, I think, across the 14th green. And I'm standing with my arms in the air, and my manager, oh my God, no, you can't use it now. You can't do it now. And so I'm screaming, have they got a... Oh, here's another secret for it. I said, do they have an ensuite in the Tower of London?
You're going to be locked up.
Exactly. If I use this Royal Oozler, I'm going to the Tower of London. And so I don't know if this is a real secret, but apparently they thought if they captured Hitler, they were going to bring him back to the Tower of London. And there is a cell in the Tower of London which is ensuite for Hitler, I believe. That's one of my... Who knows if that's a true story, but... It's a good one, isn't it?
It's
got
a
your
great
attention.
one.
You were,
yes, it did.
See?
Yes, it did. Now, okay, does your family call you Sir Nick Faldo? Does your wife call you Sir Nick?
No, I don't have a wife, so that doesn't happen. No, of course I don't. No.
But nobody has to say Sir. Well, Tony...
Does
Tony Romo call you Sir?
Before, he better do. Yeah.
Jim Nantz does. He always introduces you.
Well, technically that is my official title, and we're asked by our government to uphold the traditions of our country. It's cool. I mean, it was Sir started in 1357. That's not 2 minutes to 3 for you numbskuns, okay? 2 minutes to 2. 2 minutes to 2. 13 being the one, get it? So it started all those moons ago. So I think I'm honoured that we were asked to uphold our traditions. So yeah, and it's all right. You can call me Snick.
Snick?
If you want, you can call me Snick.
Little combination of the two there.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that. We're going to Jim Nantz's house for brunch today.
Oh, are you? Super.
Yeah. Any advice when we?
Any advice? Whatever you do, when he goes to the fridge door, he'll open the door and the light will come on, and he does 45 minutes. It's like, hello, friends. Good morning, eggs. You know? Jeez, Jim, I'm over here. Come in. And he makes a Nantz omelette. He has a Nantz omelette. It's a special recipe. I think it's probably on the wall on the menu of the day.
Now, do we have to wear like sweaters and plaid and trousers?
Oh, you know what sweater you now have to wear. You have to go with your whale of a time sweater. You know what I mean?
Got to get a cardigan or something there.
Cardigan.
Now, how about this idea? You press the doorbell, and it says, hello, friends.
Probably, yeah. And we have the Masters music. It's the Masters
like
music.
As soon as you go in, is that the only song that plays in the
That's it. That's it. We just have the Masters theme.
They don't have Spotify or Pandora. It's just the Augusta theme
straight
song.
To the Masters
Does he have
theme.
dogwoods and azaleas over there?
Yeah, white dogwoods from the 11th hole. Yeah, magnolias.
I like
that. Yeah.
And doesn't he have the putting green of
number 7?
It's number 7.
Here. Number 7 here. It's a copy of the 7th green.
Oh,
because
I thought it was 12 at Augusta.
And Courtney got entwined on the 7th. We were there for the wedding. It was fantastic. But so he's got a little replica, a bit like this size, a little bigger than this, double this size, with, of course, the 4 championship hole locations.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you go back and you play this. It's a really cool golf ball. It's, you chip it from 40, it's about 45 yards long, and you chip it and the thing flies like a wedge shot, 40, and you make hole-in-ones. And he's got a hole-in-one board. So go and make a hole-in-one and you'll get your name.
I'm on the board?
Yeah, you'll be there.
He's Sir Nick Faldo. Snick joining us here at the Dan Patrick Show. The sunrise is coming here. Looks pretty good over our shoulder. It's going to be another
pearlesque day in Carmel Bay.
You ever been mistaken for somebody? Fritzy said you look like a younger Harrison Ford.
Yeah. No, the real, yes, many a times. First big time was in Japan when we actually would take playing the tournament, because the traffic's so bad in Japan, we would take the tube, to the golf course.
Yeah.
Moons ago, there'd some team event we were playing. And the school kids thought, Harrison Ford. So they all thought, so that's how it first started, that one. And then my best one, I was sitting on a plane in Asia on the way, and the Stewart comes over and he says, "Do you ever get mistaken for Nick Faldo?" No, honest. Do you ever get mistaken for Nick Faldo, the golfer? And I said, only on my days off. You see, and he goes down and he comes back. He goes, "Yeah, but you're much more famous than him." And I'm like, thanks a bunch. God.
Tell us how this plays out this weekend here.
This tournament?
Yeah.
Well, we hope Jordan's back in the running. We got the best pro field for Moons. We hope Jordan's in the running, of course. We hope Rory's in the running. We hope Adam Scott's in the running. Jay Day's here. My good. Dustin Johnson. Well, that is pretty darn good at the top end. So if we could get 3 of the top 6 Sunday afternoon, it'll be big.
What do you expect in April from Tiger?
I want to see, what he did at Torrey Pines a couple of weeks back now. He's playing next week at Riviera, so I want to see the improvements he has spotted himself, because his sync, as we call it, the timing was out. When that's when I was describing the body goes fast and the arms are out, and you've got to know what you're doing, especially when you want to work the golf ball. So he was well and truly out of sync. So if he can disappear for 2 weeks and work on it and come back and put his finger on it at Riviera, I will go, great, very impressive. Let's keep moving on. If he comes back to Riviera and it's still going left and right, then we will see. But I want to give him time, and he's going to play Honda as well. So that's actually just straight after. So actually we're going to get him 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, let's let the guy go and play for 2 weeks back to back. That'll be another test physically. I think the back is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's swinging 125 miles an hour with nuts and bolts in his back. I mean, that is incredibly impressive. So let's see the longevity, the fatigue factor, as you call it over here, how long he will last, how well he will go for a couple of weeks. But short game, putting stroke was still as pure as ever. So he's got to get all of that. How good can he get that? Can he then put it into, as I call it, into the scare zone when you were in contention Saturday afternoon and then Sunday, and then we'll find out how good it is again.
Nick Faldo joining us here, and you can hear more of Nick coming up this weekend on CBS as they bring you the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Nick, thank you again for stopping by.
It.
Always
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
it.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.